Currently, I'm making a new mould pattern. This is a silicon. I've used my concentric magnet holder, and I've put another ball bearing in the middle. But this time I've got 6 concentric magnets, little ones, on the inside, which I'm going to use to hold the pattern, which will be either for ball bearings or so I can get the alignment correct on the future moulds I make. Because that way it will already have dimples instead of having to drill anything, and then I can just put ball bearings in there, and it'll make it easy to mark them out, the spacings and everything. So I've coated the inside with silicon rubber, and I just want a thin skin, because that way when I pour the resin in, it will be a lot easier to pop it all out and holding the pattern, and then I can use the resin as a new pattern to cast a new mould, which will be later on. So doing it this way, it makes it much easier for me to make a new pattern, because all the dimples and everything will be in place, and for where I want to put the 6 points for the ball bearings or the concentric. Also, I will need to put another coupling ball, which will be above the main big ball, which is in the middle. Well, that will have to come later in the actual pattern itself, because basically I'll just draw all the way down and to the depth that I want, and then make a new pattern, a new point with there. Sorry if you get what I mean, but it will be tricky to do that now, because if I was trying to do that, I'd mess up the shiny surface of the ball, so I'm not going to mess with that right now. So I'm just going to pour in a new cast resin when this is set, and then I'll alter the pattern according to the way I want it. So anyway, this basically just showing how to make new patterns. Because the silicon is not going to stick, it's not going to bond to the resin, even though the layers are so flimsy and thin. Some are actually, it looks like some of the metal of the magnets is showing through, but yeah, it's just a very thin layer of silicon. That's all I really want anyway. It kind of tells when most of your family have passed on and you've got some company. I'm watching Z on my main computer. He's doing his inductance build, and I'm watching Russ doing his vacuum cleaner modification on the RWD channel for his new oversized Delta. So yeah. He doesn't look very enthusiastic at the moment. He's very busy focusing on what he's doing. So yeah, they're going to be kind of what's the word? Honoured that I'm taking a video of them. Probably. Anyway, that's just.
I don't have that problem. I'm not popular enough. That's good.
Oh, that was funny that he said that. Oh, just at the moment when I was talking. Yay! You are popular. You are popular, Z. Yeah, definitely. That was so funny, because it was almost like he heard me. I'm talking about Z and keeping me company Christmas, watching all this stuff, and he says I'm not that popular. That was so funny. Oh, well. Anyway, just a little update. So I'm watching you guys. Yeah, keeping an eye on you both. Well, I had some setbacks with my magnetic switch. Basically, the offset was a little bit too great. So what? Oh, it's flipping right. Battery's going again. So basically, with the new one, I've set some magnets in my concentric, which were lined up perfectly in the angle I want. And I set a new. This is a new mould, a new pattern, sorry, that I'm going to make a mould out of. But this time I want to get, this is where one ball sits in here, and the other ball bearings, which are going to which are part of the switch, will be sitting in these holes around the edge. And another ball bearing, which is, I've yet to drill out a hole. I've got to get it the right depth, because before I had it set wrong. I want to get it so that there's a gap of about 1 millimetre between the top ball and the bottom one. It needs to be set just right, and then when I get this done right, then I can make a new silicone mould so that everything will be perfectly aligned, so that when I can just pop the parts in and the switching will work properly. You see, the problem was with the other one that I made was that the balls were offset in the wrong, too far down. They were too far offset, and also this part was a lot thicker, which gave me some issues because of the amount of, let's see if I can show you what I mean. Hang on. Right, I'll just use this to demonstrate. Basically, because of the offset, before I couldn't get this far enough down. Oh, this is a really big one. This one, I couldn't get this far enough up. Sorry, because of the thickness of the resin. Also, I couldn't adjust it because I want to be able to adjust the height, the pitch, and angle, everything. I want to get this smaller because in thickness as well, so that I can make it adjustable, so that I can actually have a screw or something to adjust the height and the distance of the switching mode of the magnetic field. So basically, I just decided, well, I'll just make a new one. It'll be a lot easier, and I can inbuild the 6 concentric where the ball bearings will be going. And it's going to make it a lot easier when I actually and make the final build. Plus, the ball bearings will be easily to be removed. That's the objective, is to make it so that I can remove the ball bearings easily. Because the previous one, I had to set them in resin, and once they were set, there was no easy way of taking them out. Well, because this one has got the indentations, I will also be able to adjust the height, the distance of the ball bearings are, how far they are from the concentric inside the core. So I can actually put packing on either side and just the distance, or whatever, if you get what I mean. It just makes it much easier for me to adjust. So at the moment, I'm just basically sanding the bottom down because it's a bit rough, it's a bit coarse, so nothing much to see here today at the moment. Thanks for watching.